Yo, what's up? Jesse Jardine. We got Chopstixx in the house.
What's up, guys?
We're gonna answer some fucking questions. So first, let's get to all the special dieting topics. Start with, I think the biggest buzzword right now is keto diets. What do you think about those?
Keto, what ketogenic diet is, it's not so-called a diet, but it's more of a way of life. It's just watching what they're eating, more macronutrients and carbs, right? More of the friggin' rice, pasta, potatoes, that kind of stuff. Like vegetables, great. Protein's awesome. That's what you need. People need protein. That's protein what's going to give us our size, give you our leanness. It's the only thing that carries nitrogen, right? Vegetables don't give you that nitrogen balance. That's why we need protein powder if you don't get proper protein in, right? So, you know, all we're talking about here is just learning about foods and learning about how they react to the body.
Yeah.
Right? There's no magical formula, right? Like we can try to actually have better food combinations to make up the proper nutrients.
Like, who do you think it's actually like good for? Like, when would you recommend that to like a client?
It's great for women. For one, it's because the cycling carb diet wreaks havoc on a woman's body. It screws their serotonin, it screws with their freaking hormones and everything. So with a ketogenic diet, they actually have more energy, more functionality through the brain because of the lack of carbs. When they drop carbs, they don't have the proper nutrients. But on the ketogenic diet, the body learns to burn ketones for energy, so your brain actually has proper energy to run and function properly and to think properly.
Like, in your experience, how long does it take to make ketones naturally?
It takes, actually, to get into proper ketogenic diet, you need Chopstixx. You need to actually watch your carbs, and you need to get your urine levels, your urea levels.
So it's like an actual thing you buy that you test, and it tells you if you're producing ketones through your urine?
Through the urine, yeah.
Okay, cool.
You can do it through blood, but the most easiest thing is first.
That shit, though.
Yeah. So first thing, the easiest for females, like go to 100 grams of carbs. That's a basic, good starting point of good. Basically, 30 grams of each meal, 35 grams 3 times a day, and then the rest of it, the first 3 meals, and then the last few meals, all just vegetables, so it's just protein.
But like for guys trying to put on mass, like not a good idea though, right?
It will work because keto means that you're burning fat and you're sparing muscle, but you're actually burning muscle for energy. So if you're eating enough protein to be in a ketogenic diet to get shredded, then you'll grow. But if you're not eating enough protein and just gonna get shredded, then you won't grow. You're gonna need at least twice the amount of protein, like 2 to 1 ratio instead of 1 per body weight per pound. You might even have to be working like 3, right? So
what do you think about those classic, like it's almost like classic like bodybuilding ketogenic diets? Like, I guess not that. Like, have you heard about that one at GoMad? Like you gallon of milk a day. I guess milk has carbs though, so that would
well, because milk is it's because of the fat. Yeah. Well, milk is fat and protein.
There's no carbs.
There's a little bit of carbs in there, right? Because it's sugar, right? For milk sugar. But if you actually just stay with that, your body will lose. But again, too, there's a certain point where milk in your body keeps that thick skin look, right? You don't get that really thinness because you get that little bit of water retention when you have that dairy products.
Yeah.
And plus phlegm. It's the other thing, so when people get that.
Have you ever done that before? Just a gallon of milk a day?
I used to do that. I used to do like 4 liters of ice cream to try to gain weight, But that was not quite the ketogenic diet, but we call the anabolic diet back then. So what would you do is during the weekdays, you would only have 50 grams of carbs, all the rest of protein and fats, as much as you can eat during the weekdays. Then on the weekends, you switch over to carbs and protein, no fats. So it's either you have fat and protein or carbs and protein. But when you mix fat and carbs together, that's when you get fat, right? So if you can keep it separated, that works. But being on that anabolic diet was hard. Yeah. That was hard because you're just eating, not even vegetables that much, right? Because you're just mainly eating fat and protein. So the vegetables don't even count. So if I can do, you're like eating just like a pound and a half of beef, right, and then bacon, and you're having like ice cream, so pork chops, eating as high fatty foods you can, peanut butter. That's why I was going through gallons of ice cream to do it. It worked. I gained weight, but then it's wreaks havoc on your body when obviously you stop it, right? Because your body stops making the enzymes. So the more consistent you can have your diet and just learning about it, it's going to be better off for your body.
I've also heard it's like recommended to people that have had like recent like brain trauma, like my one boss had like a concussion, so they recommended he go on a ketogenic diet.
A keto diet that
Yeah.
helps, and also like the other thing now is like alkaline diets for people with cancer issues.
What's an alkaline diet?
Alkaline diet is higher in your base, right? So it's not so acidic, so it's more alkaline stuff, right? So you have to have foods that are higher in the base content. So
Like what kind of stuff would that be?
it's like beans are higher. It's like certain foods are like obviously like citric acid, citric stuff is going to be more on the freaking acid side, and then you're gonna have more alkaline foods like more like beans and legumes and stuff like that. So the more fiber is going to be more basic, kind of thing. So higher up. And like, you can just probably check on like on the charts of the acidic content for foods.
I'll probably put up something right here.
Yeah. So then that way you can always control for the alkaline diet. So that way it controls the cancer cells from getting crazy. It helps actually. I've heard a few people that switch to alkaline water, switch to an alkaline diet, and now their cancer's in remission. Right. So he just stays on it now, and every time he just eats well, right. And it's just a lifestyle with it, right? It's because the influx of dieting is what wreaks havoc on your body.
Yeah, you can't just change the shit all
No.
the time.
Well, the reason why the ketogenic diet works is because that's what diabetics do. It's because they want to control insulin levels. By controlling insulin levels, you're going to control fat gain.
Why do you think it's so popular, like all of a sudden? Like you never really heard people talk about this like mainstream much before, and now all of a sudden it's like everyone and their mom is doing like a keto diet now.
Well, it's because with the keto diet, you don't really actually have to count calories per se. As long as you eat protein and fibers, carbs, and vegetables and stuff.
But that kind of leads into the next thing then. Like what do you think about like IIFYM? Like if it fits your macros, like you can eat whatever you want as long as your macronutrients are on.
Yeah, that's almost right. Like, but in this case, for your macros on a keto diet, you don't want to go over 50 grams of carbs, right? And then what you want to do is just
Is that for
time
girls
the carbs.
and guys too?
Guys and girls, yeah. So, some guys can go a little bit higher, and some girls can go a little bit lower, right? But usually, like you can probably go up to like 100 grams. But 50 is pretty well is standard. But if you have a high metabolism, 100 grams is like zero carbs, right? So someone who has a slow metabolism, they might even have to go down to zero carbs.
Oh, yeah.
I have a client that she had to fast for 5 days before she gets to keto.
So like if she just eats like a bit of ketchup or something.
That's it. Yeah, it goes right through the roof. So you gotta like a person's body. The body is so different. So I can't just say, oh yeah, I can just do this. Generally, but there's a guideline for each person to start. And that way they can start adding in and taking out stuff. So in this way, they know what feels good in their body and what doesn't feel good and what's going to sit properly. And like my other client, Armanda, she just did a show. She didn't have a gallbladder, so that was an issue of having gallbladder. So she couldn't eat or digest animal fats. So what we did was added in MCT oil, medium chain triglycerides, which is a very soluble fat for bodybuilders and humans, right? And then it's made from fractionated coconut oil. And coconut butter right now is the biggest craze because it has so many anti-inflammatory issues. And it helps with everything, right? So that's why the MCT oil comes in good. If you can't eat the fats, animal fats, then you have to supplement it, right? By having your protein, either you can cook with it or you add it on top of your food afterwards. So if you're having a salad, you can add a tablespoon of MCT oil to your salad, and then have your chicken, throw it on top, chicken Caesar salad. Right? If you're just eating the protein, like a canned tuna, then you can actually just take a tablespoon in, and then have some a couple pieces of celery afterwards with it, right? With peanut butter. So this way, if you're just snacking with it and then adding it in, it still will keep you in that diet zone of building muscle, and burning fat. And that's the key why ketogenic diets, because you're burning fat, but you're just holding on to muscle, or even putting on muscle for that matter.